56, week 3 online.
Ooh, week 3. Guys, I know it's getting a little bit old to stay at home and do school at home, not be able to come and see us. That's gotta be awful.
I know.
But hang in there. Guys, God is still in control,
That's right.
still taking care of you. No need to worry. One day soon, we'll be back together again. So just hang in there.
One
Moms
day
and
soon.
dads, you too, hang in there.
Don't worry, we are praying for you guys, moms and dads, and students. We are praying for you every day. And so if you need anything from us as leaders, as the church, please let us know. Reach out to us. This is what we're here for. We love being able to help out. So if you need anything, do not hesitate to ask.
Soon, we hope to get some virtual small groups going. Parents, get those permission forms signed for us, please. So guys, be looking for that. Then we can see your faces. We can't wait.
Yes, virtual small groups will be awesome. Can't wait to see you guys. Anything else? I think that's it. So,
That's it.
all right, so welcome to week 3 of Route 56 online. And today we got a special guest that's going to do the game, but he's not here with us. And so the reason he is not here with us is because his mom is very smart and she is following the government
Yep.
laws. And she told him that he couldn't leave the house. So Ty Yandel is going to give us the instructions of the game, and then me and Miss Barry are going to compete in the game as well as with you at your home. So watch this game, and then we'll be right back.
Route 56, hope you guys are doing good. Today I got a game to be explaining. We're gonna play it. Parents, siblings, join in. It's fun. Alright. So it's called trash kickball. Alright, you got a trash can. Works a lot better with the bigger one, but we got the miniature one over there. Alright. Take some wadded up paper. Y'all gonna take turns just shooting the ball. Ball, paper. Wow, I didn't think I'd make those. Alright, I got 2. Alright, so then you rotate between people. Whoever has the most at the end of how many rounds wins. Thanks for tuning in.
All right, thank you, Ty, for giving us those instructions. All right, Miss Barry, we've got our game set up. Do you have your game set up at your house? All you need is a trash can and a couple of different spots to shoot the 3-point. And Miss Barry, you go first.
No, you go first, Jason.
No, Barry, you go first.
No, Jason, you go first.
Why are you being so humble?
Well, guys, it's a new month. We have a new virtue. Our virtue this month is humility.
Oh,
Putting
that's why.
others first.
I thought you were just trying to be nice.
Well,
But you
I
are.
am nice.
You are super nice. So, Miss Barry, you go first, and so you start over there.
All right.
Parents, to make it a little fun, we'll give her 30 seconds. 30 seconds to do all 3, and let's see how many she gets right. Count with me. Ready, set, go.
Ooh.
All right. She got 4 in 15 seconds. All right. Now let's set it up.
I'm not as good at shooting as the other Davises.
All right, let's shoot. Let's line these 3 up for myself. All right. Reset.
15 seconds.
LeBron James over here.
No,
Or
got this.
Curry, whichever one you like
Gotta
better.
get 5 to win.
5 to win. Here we go.
And go.
Oh, shoot. Lifted too many weights. Oh. No, no. I should have lifted weights this morning. Oh, no. No.
Oh, two
I got 2
in 28 seconds.
and 28. It was under 30.
It was under 30.
Yes. All right. You and your family, go ahead. Take the time to shoot these threes. Hit the pause button if you need more time. And comment below who the winner was out of your family. I want to see some comments this week. Father John, shout out for your family winning last week at your house. Good job on the 4 corners. But let's comment. Let's see who wins. Oh, I'm out of breath. All right, awesome. Great job, guys. So part of Route 56, parents, you probably see this happen all the time, but once a month we like to take our students downstairs into the big sanctuary or to the gym or to the main
worship center.
The main worship center. And what we do is we like to show them corporate worship in a different way than up here dancing on with videos. So what we got today is some worship that Brett and the worship band has recorded. So you as a family stand up and let's worship together.
I've been held by the Savior. I felt fire from above. I've been down to the river, and I ain't the same, a prodigal return. And all my hope is in Jesus, and thank God my yesterday is gone, and all my sins are forgiven, and I've been washed by the blood. And I'm no stranger to the prison. I've worn shackles and chains, oh, but I've been freed and forgiven, oh yes, but I'm not going back, no, I'll never be the same. Come on, that's why we say, oh, my hope is in Jesus, and thank God my yesterday is gone, and all my sins are forgiven, and I've been washed by the blood. See, there's a kind of thing that just breaks a man, brings him down to his knees. Oh, and God, I've been broken more than a time or two. Yes, Lord. Then He picked me up and showed me what it means to be a man. Come on and say, oh, my hope is in Jesus. And thank God my yesterday is gone, and all my sins are forgiven,
may be wondering why my name was mentioned last week and I wasn't in the video at all. That's because of this. Well, you take one fall at work and suddenly you need one of these. Fell right on my shoulder. I'm okay now. Don't worry. But that's one of the things we're going to be learning about today, how we can help each other. Because through work, I haven't been able to get as much done. But with people around me who can help me out, I'm able to do it more. So today we're going to be in the book of Matthew. We'll be right before the crucifixion of Jesus. We're going to start in Matthew 26, verses 36, all the way to 63. So it's a lot to cover. I know Jason's giving me the eye right now. It's like, can he do this in under 10 minutes? Probably not. Let's see what happens. All right, I know you've already turned to your Bibles, as you always do. So we're, once again, Matthew 26, starting in verse 36. Then Jesus went with his disciples to a place called Gethsemane, and he said to them, "Sit here while I go over there and pray." He took Peter and the 2 sons of Zebedee along with him, and he began to be sorrowful and troubled. Then he said to them, "My soul is overwhelmed with sorrow to the point of death. Stay here and keep watch over me." So we see right here, Jesus, our Lord and Savior, needs people around him, needs people to take care of him. Even though he's God, even though he is objectively better, he still desires human contact. And I know in times like this it's difficult, but we need to take moments like this when we have family, when we have our guardians, in these rare moments when we can even be around friends, to hang out with one another, to try and understand each other. So we'll continue in verse 39. Going a little farther, he fell with his face to the ground and prayed, "My Father, if it is possible, may this cup be taken from me, yet not as I will, but as you will." And here we get to one of the most important parts of this passage, where Jesus knows he's going to die. Even though he's God, even though he knows he's going to make it out of this intact, he's still going to die. And he wants to be able to not suffer through that. Who wants to go through pain? I didn't want to fall on my shoulder and be in a sling for several days. That wasn't fun. But Jesus also says, "My will not be done, your will be done." Because he knows that God's will is better than ours. He knows that even though we sometimes have to suffer through pain and tribulation, we are going to be better for it. So we'll go back in 40. Then he returned to his disciples and found them sleeping. "Couldn't you men keep watch over me for 1 hour?" he asked Peter. "Watch and pray so that you will not fall into temptation. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak." He went away a second time and prayed, "My Father, if it is not possible for this cup to be taken away unless I drink it, may your will be done." When he came back, he again found them sleeping, because their eyes were heavy. So he left them and went away once more and prayed the third time, saying the same thing. Then he returned to the disciples and said to them, "Are you still sleeping and resting? Look, the hour has come, and the Son of Man is delivered into the hands of sinners. Rise, let us go. Here comes my betrayer." Now we see through this, Jesus' best friends, this people he has spent the past 3 years of his life teaching, encouraging, helping them out when they needed help, have pretty much abandoned him in his direst moment, right before the crucifixion. And he's asking them, "Please, come spend time with me. You don't understand. You're not going to be able to have that." But Jesus also uses this as an opportunity. It's like, because you are doing this, you will understand later that you have a responsibility, not only to yourselves, but to me, to the people around you, to hang out with them, to love them. So while you're in this situation right now, when we're all cooped up in our houses, look for things to do to help your moms out, help your dads out, help your guardians out, whatever. You know, there are dishes to be cleaned. There are rooms to be cleaned. There is something to be done here that can make things easier for everyone. If they had spent time with Jesus, it would have made things a little bit better for him. He would have felt a little bit better. So that's something to just keep in mind, even beyond this situation. When we go back to school, think about those people who are by themselves, who need help, but no one is giving it to them. That's where we come in. That's why God put us here, to look after the people who are lost, to look after the people who aren't well, They need us. They need Jesus just as much as we need him. So we'll continue once more. We'll try and speed through this. In verse 47. While he was still speaking, Judas, one of the 12, arrived. With him was a large crowd armed with swords and clubs, sent from the chief priests and the elders of the people. Now the betrayer had arranged the signal with them. The one I kiss is the man, arrest him. Going at once to Jesus, Judas said, "Greetings, Rabbi." Rabbi means father or teacher. And kissed him. Jesus replied, "Do what you came for, friend." Then the men stepped forward and seized Jesus and arrested him. With that, one of Jesus' companions reached for his sword, drew it out, and struck the servant of the high priest, cutting off his ear. So we know this is Peter later on. Now, Peter thinks he's being a good friend here, thinks he's going to protect his friend. Sometimes we have good intentions, but our follow-through isn't so good. Don't go out there slicing your friend's ears off. Because Peter saw only the moment, while Jesus saw everything. And Jesus knew he had to die. Peter had been told this several times but didn't understand it. So he, trying to do good, was doing bad. So just keep that in mind as we continue on, starting in verse 52. As Jesus replies to him, he says, "Put your sword back in its place," Jesus said to him. "For all who draw the sword will die by the sword. Do you think I cannot call on my Father, and he will at once put at my disposal more than 12 legions of angels? But how then would the scriptures be fulfilled that say it must happen in this way?" In that hour, Jesus said to the crowd, "Am I leading a rebellion that you have come out with swords and clubs to capture me? Every day I sat in the temple courts teaching, and you did not arrest me. But this has all taken place that the writings of the prophets might be fulfilled." Then all the disciples deserted and fled. So sometimes when bad things happen to you, you learn who your real friends are. As you go through life, as you're struggling with something, a good friend is going to be the one who stands beside you and helps you out. And sometimes that's going to be your role, to look out for people in need. You need to be the one standing beside them as they're going through whatever trials they're going through whatever hurt they're going through. And it's time. You have phones, call people, check up on them, see how they're doing. That's why we're doing what we're doing right now. So we're just not leaving you in the dark. We love you, and we want you to know that you are loved back. So we'll continue. We're going to finish up in 57, all the way to 63. Those who had arrested Jesus took him to Caiaphas, the high priest, where the teachers of the law and the elders had assembled. But Peter followed him at a distance, right up to the courtyard of the high priest. He entered and sat down with the guards to see the outcome. The chief priests and the whole Sanhedrin, that was the big ruling council of the city and of the Jews, were looking for false evidence against Jesus so that they could put him to death. But they did not find any, though many false witnesses came forward. Finally, 2 came forward and declared, "This fellow said, I am able to destroy the temple of God and rebuild it in 3 days." Then the high priest stood up and said to Jesus, "Are you not going to answer? What is this testimony that these men are bringing against you?" But Jesus remained silent. The high priest said to him, "I charge you under oath by the living God. Tell us if you are the Messiah, Son of God." As you see later on, as we finish this passage, Jesus is going to confirm that he is God. And that's going to put them in a riotous mood. They're going to get mad. They're going to get angry. And in this moment, Jesus is alone. But before this, before the last moments of his life, his thoughts were about his friends, about the people he cared about. So I ask you in all of this, look out for the people around you. I can't stress that enough. We are not meant to be alone. Even though people like me, introverts, we don't like other people naturally, even we need interaction with other people. So in this time, just think about your friends. Think about your family, how you can help them so that they can help you too. This is meant to be something done together. I can use this all day. And look, now I'm down an arm. What am I supposed to pick stuff up with? The one hand. I can't lift this table as well. I'll pull my shoulder. I can't do these things alone. I need someone who can do it with me. Someone most wonderful and gracious who can lift the table. And with that, the lesson concludes.
All right, guys. Good story, huh? It's exciting leading up to Easter, learning about Jesus' last days on earth. As I said earlier, our virtue this month is humility, and the definition of humility is putting others first by giving up what you think you deserve, which is exactly what Jesus did for us. Our memory verse is from the book of Philippians in the New Testament, chapter 2, verse 3. Don't do anything only to get ahead. Don't do it because you are proud. Instead, be humble. Value others more than yourselves. Philippians 2:3. And we learned about putting others first this week. My challenge to you and your family for this week, right now with everything that's going on, there are a lot of people who are putting others first. You are putting others first by choosing to stay home. That's a way to put others first. We have a lot of healthcare workers who are putting others first by going into work, even during a scary time. So my challenge for you is to think about some people that you know right now that are putting others first, and maybe send them a card and let them know you appreciate what they're doing. Maybe as a family, have a special time of prayer for people who are putting others first. Just really think about that and think about how that can apply to your life this week. Guys, we miss you. Hope to see you soon. Thanks.